Florida has more size and length on the interior. It's going to be a really fun match to watch.
Kyra Evans jumps up against Faith Dute, and we are underway. Michigan in their maize. Uniforms trimmed in blue, and Florida designated as the away team wearing their blue uniforms this evening.
Florida's ball pressure early and their ability to disrupt Michigan and not let them run their stuff. You got to take them deep into the shot clock. There's a turnover.
And now here comes Matharu, who is fast indeed. That's a good look. And the basket scored by Shaya Kyle, who looked a little surprised to be so wide open. As we take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Novant Health. There it is for Michigan. Again, a lot of new faces for this ball club, as they had some veterans graduate and move on from last year. Leah Brown, who played in the league, Maddie Nolan, Emily Tizer among them.
Michigan +3 on the glass. They need to be on the offensive boards.
Aliyah with her first shot, that was off the mark. Aliyah wearing number 5 for Michigan. As Deb mentioned, their only player averaging double-figure scoring. Novant Health starting lineups for Florida. Matharu and Alberte Rimdal, known as Birdie, has really diversified her offensive game after being known mainly as a three-point threat.
Look at Duke doing a nice job of stunting and recovering out to Jordan Hobbs, who is a good three-point shooter.
Yep, all over her and bringing that length. Rebound taken down by Matharu.
This is where Matharu can be so dangerous because she puts you on your heels in transition. She's so good at pushing and attacking.
Rimdal floated it up as Aliyah tries to gather. Attacks the paint and draws the foul. Aliyah at the line. About 8 points. Her three-point percentage also is down about 12 percentage points.
It's good to see her get to the free throw line early in the game because she did not shoot any free throws in the last 2. So we were sort of joking with Kelly Rae Finley, the head coach of Florida, that if they ran their first 10 possessions of the game in the paint, that they would probably score on 7 of them. And it looks like that's what they've done so far. They've been very effective getting the ball to the front of the rim.
And Kyle has accounted for all 6 of their points. Meanwhile, Michigan 0 for 3 from the floor. Aliyah, who appears to be in attack mode. And in contact.
Now they got to make a good decision with the ball, pushing it up the court. And they did just that the last time down.
And Jordan Hobbs, the last 2 games, has been quite productive. Goes 1 of 2 at the line. Coach says that Hobbs is the best passer on the team as well. Matharu, a little bit of daylight, and that's all she needed. It's point differential.
It's not good.
I agree. I think that needs to go away. This was also a concern of Michigan, was the pressure and not getting beat in transition after a turnover. Correa converts, and Michigan down big.
All these restrictions to no restrictions, to try to put the restrictions back, which the coaches did agree on. There was a unanimous vote by university presidents for a one-time transfer. And then the coaches, everyone has a waiver that's more legalese than I ever care to get involved in.
Very well done. Michigan has yet to hit a field goal in this game. A couple of turnovers have led to baskets both times for Florida.
Michigan in a zone.
Matharu with a nice floater.
I mean, Kim Barnes-Rico has to try to change the rhythm of the game, right? And I like Florida using their length and their quickness here to be disruptive with their defense. You know, we were talking to Coach Kelly Rae Finley as Hobbs launches from 3.
As Sarah Van Meter, their excellent sports information director, said that was the most in a game in the nation this year for about 8 hours before Caitlin Clark pummeled in 8 threes in her game later that day. That a big pickup her first year at Michigan after playing her first 4 years at Bowling Green, where she got her degree.
We mentioned Caitlin Clark, and she's 448 points away from tying Kelsey Plum. I hate to start the count at 448, but I think it's interesting, right? We're keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, for her, that's not a lot. Hansen nails it.
She has 18, potentially 3 in the Big Ten, and then whatever they do in the NCAA tournament, right? So it's pretty sure she'll get it.
6-0 run here for Michigan, thanks to a couple of threes, but Matharu
Good change of pace by Hansen. What a nice take.
2 of the 3 years she was at Missouri, she started for Robin Pinchton. Correa. Too strong. Williams and Kyle kind of up this year, playing about 7 minutes more and impacting really both ends of the floor.
5, so she equals what she had last year.
5 double-doubles this year, as you mentioned, only 5 last year, and there's the fall.
They went to the zone, and they've settled in a little bit, getting that cadence on the offensive end that they play so well with.
What a Camp Schrader.
So, you know, that could factor into what I would call usually depends on fatigue, who your opponent is. You know, can you trust them? What kind of style of play is the game?
Rebound attempt, and here's some pressure from Michigan. Bronco picked up the ball. Camp Schrader came in to take it. Filia guarded by Rimdal. Long 3. It goes in. Buried by Hansen.
Really good job by Kim Barnes-Arico, changing up the defensive looks. Oh, you can't get beat on the backside of that. That's Lauren Hansen not getting back. And no pressure on the ball.
Correa with the finish. Baseline jumper falls.
Maybe 5 dribbles.
Yeah, she can cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time.
There's 5 dribbles, and she turns it over.
Got the shot up.
It's hard to believe you can win 36 games, and some say they may be better. I think they were 1 guard away from winning the whole thing last year.
Jariah Warren nails the 3 to get things started here in the second quarter. Pam Ward, Deb Antonelli, and Myra Metcalf joining you. Michigan and Florida playing for the first time in 11 years in women's basketball at this Jumpman Invitational. Stelia, the leading scorer for Michigan on the season with the miss. Michigan has not shot the ball well, but they were down 13-2 at one point before they came to tie it, and there's Matharu's magic.
There's the speed, and I'm not sure that maybe she didn't get an extra step, but she still blew by everyone in Mays.
And maybe too fast for them to see that she was traveling. Matharu in the double figures now with 10. Filia left it just a little bit too short. Michigan really cognizant of getting back to try to slow down any transition opportunities. She's coming off 22 points in just 14 minutes against Gardner-Webb, and she's got 13 here. 11 and a half minutes into this game. Filia.
I mean, she can stop on a dime. She can manage the point. She's got combo guard skills.
Junior out of Cincinnati, who's become the #1 option. Second quarter, Correa gets the basket. Second year at Florida after starting her collegiate career at St. John's in New York. Williams, too hefty, but the follow. Florida outscoring Michigan 10-4 so far in this second quarter. 10 points in the first 3 minutes for them.
And Layla Filia is the lockdown perimeter defender. She's got the Matharu assignment in the quarter court.
Florida can't win. Filia going by Matharu, has a height advantage on her, and there's... Florida went 8 deep in the first quarter themselves. Matharu lost her footing, but was able to calmly get her over to Kyle. So plenty of time left on the shot clock. Rimdal has not taken a shot yet for Florida, one of their 3-point threats, but combined to force the turnover.
So she has a mismatch on Kyle.
Filia.
And she made Matharu help, which allowed Filia to set her feet on the top of the key.
Filia and Hansen with 9 points apiece, leading the way for Michigan. But literally, Florida has not missed from the floor in this quarter. They're now 7 for 7. Correa into double figures.
Wow, that was nuts.
Hitting all 7 of their shots in this quarter. Rimdal hasn't taken a shot yet.
She's been patient.
Here we go.
Out of the double team. Wow.
Florida still has not missed a shot in this quarter, and Correa being disruptive. Good defense by Aliyah, but Correa just stuck with it. Here's Hobbs back in the game, has been sitting for a while after picking up 2 quick fouls. Pulls her way in there and draws. Gets them both. Ushin Hobbs playing with a couple of fouls as number 33 Taylor Williams comes back in. First year at Michigan after playing at Western Michigan. Rimdal has 2 shots, shooting just 38% from the floor. They've gone 3.5 minutes without a field goal. And another turnover. This is a breakaway. No way you're catching her. Shot off the mark.
Oh, big rebound.
Yes.
Great.
0 for 7 for the Aussie, including missing all 4 of her 3-ball attempts. Florida.
So that you can get everyone back in transition to build the wall.
You take a look at the field goal percentage. Yes, 72%. That was not a misprint. 72% for Florida for the entire game. Even higher than that in the second quarter, in which they outscored Michigan 26-13. Michigan really struggling from the floor. Has done some things.
You know what? Kelly Rae Finley is an excellent teacher, and she's a terrific communicator. Like, her players know exactly what she expects from them. They're starting to understand their roles better. I think she's done a really good job with this team. Here's zone on a make, man on a miss.
Matharu, one of her few misses, but another rebound for Kyle. Hobbs. A couple of early fouls.
Oh, good cut.
Put the brakes on her a bit in the first. Brett goes to the free throw line for the first time to the annual Jumpman Invitational. And then we cap the night off out west in Phoenix, Arizona.
Leilani, again, the best defender on the perimeter, has got the Matharu assignment in the quarter court.
Nice spin move. And Ayla Reynolds, who only played 5 minutes in the first half because she picked up a couple of early fouls, but she's a very important freshman for this team.
Top 20 recruit for Kelly Rae Finley, one of the most decorated recruits that she's ever had at Florida.
From Brandywine. For more, let's go to Myra Metcalf.
Yeah, Ariel Atkins has been a player development.
Played at Florida in the late 80s into the early 90s, and actually got to play against our own Carolyn Peck when Carolyn was at Vandy.
RJ's in the house. I saw her earlier.
Atkins, an assistant coach for player development. And I'll tell you, Coach Barnes-Arico was just effusive in her praise of having someone of Atkins' caliber on her bench. Rimdal. Michigan's missed its last 4.
So many horrible but yet inspiring, supporting his fund so that we can create opportunities for new people to get a chance.
This game is completed. Gosh, Kelly Rae Finley's club.
Impressive.
Impressive.
Yeah, really good. I mean, I think that's the essence of coaching.
Tough turnaround. Falls short. But Taylor Williams stuck with it and came up with it. And now Macy Brown, number 2 in Mays, is in, a true freshman. But Friday night, NBA action, West Coast road trip. Jordan Poole making his return. We are in the building where the Charlotte Hornets play NBA basketball.
It's beautiful here.
Spectrum Center. Yes. Nice location, too. It's the uptown section of Charlotte. Lots of stuff around the arena.
What Charlotte is doing, and Danny Morrison, who we interviewed earlier, to reorganize, and then they'll get ready for North Carolina.
The problem is they can't stop Florida from scoring. Aliyah takes on Rimdal.
I mean, you have a 3-on-1 and you can't score.
Yeah, that might be just a microcosm of what this night has been so far for Michigan. Even when they look like they were in good shape. Cameron Williams has 3 fouls. Matharu has a 3-point play. Sophomore from Australia, one of 2 Australians, along with Alyssa Brett on this team. Just over 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Matharu slices into the lane. Rebound tapped and controlled by Stuck. Hansen, the point guard for Michigan. Team that has gone 5 minutes now without a field goal. And that fouls. Hansen drives in. Hansen to the line. Women's game at noon Eastern time. #1 South Carolina going to go up to Greenville, North Carolina. It's fun to see South Carolina. They make that trip to Greenville.
Distribute.
Raised some eyebrows when Pow Pow left Oregon and chose South Carolina, but it certainly has been mutually beneficial. Hansen hits with 18 points. That is a new season high for her.
Matharu just can slice it through the defense anytime she wants.
Difference maker she is going to be for the Gators this year. She graduated on Aliyah. That's a tough shot. And a whistle behind the play. Yeah, she's not happy about a lot of things. That call being one of them, down now by 22 points. She was a freshman. Aliyah kicks it out. Michigan has missed 9 of its last 10 shots. Bumping Michigan right now. Pam Ward, Deb Antonelli, and Myron Metcalf joining you. And yes, Michigan shooting just 31% for the game. And were it not for Lauren Hansen, who's 6 of 9, the rest of the team, Lauren 6
a little bit better. I mean, as a team, they're 44%. But they usually assist on 51% of their baskets. And tonight they have, well, they're at 50%, but they've only made 14. You know, and something that Kelly Rae Finley told me she put in was the dribble drive for Matharu. I mean, Matharu doesn't have any problem running any offense.
She's just so quick. Getting by Brett. Kyle pops.
Nice. However, having said that, Pam, she is comfortable running the dribble drive because playing for Vic Schaefer the number of years that she did, that's a big staple of their offense. So she is capable of running that, and I think it's a nice tweak for everyone that's playing Florida coming up to scout, knowing that you got to prepare for this now.
And Matharu bringing a whole different dimension to this team.
Using their size on the inside and then getting the ball in the paint off the bounce. They're really tough to check.
It's just 9 points from the rest of the 7 Gators that have hit the floor tonight. But plenty of offense. Matharu, oh my.
Cannot lose her. And you know what? That's a really hard post up in the paint by Kyle that occupied 1.5 defenders that left Matharu wide open.
Oh, now with 22 points for the 2nd game in a row. Michigan gets the basket from Evans. And an offensive season before she was named permanent, whatever that means, head coach. And during that season, she's done a good job. Very impressive tonight. The chancy pass, Aliyah was able to rescue it. Shot clock into single digits. Nothing's come easy for Aliyah. But
over her thigh pads like a running back, which is the way I love watching her. It's a really great way to drive to the basket. Hard to knock her off her line.
Flipped open just for a second, and that's all. Big Shay's career that she's had a double-double. Underneath and another.
Really good, and this is a 3-and-D look for Porter Mosier and his team at Oklahoma. That's really good.
That game will be on ESPN.
He needs security when he enters the building. Everyone wants to talk to him.
The man. Should be a good one. A couple of highly ranked teams. That's a tie-up.
That they've got to continue to move the ball. You know, you got to move to get both sides, maybe a third side, especially when you struggle.
Neutral sites like this one as well.
I think you can build some really good team chemistry. And before exams, get a lot of study hall.
Stuart Rimdal, after a slow start, got her shot on.
Well, I can tell you from better handle on distributing the basketball, not just, looking for her own offense. One of the great traits of a good point guard is making everyone else better. But hey, when you can drive it from one rim to the other and no one can stop you, that's impressive. And here she goes.
She stole it, took it all the way down, and drew it. Brett, frustrating night. Possibly coming to. Brett certainly would like to flush. Who's an assistant coach, director of player personnel, will be going back to her alma mater with Florida. And there's Filia, always good to have her back. This Florida team, by the way, was picked 10th in the SEC by the media in that conference this year. And they're showing a lot more tonight. Boy, Matharu.
Ability to read the second level and her shot-making ability outside the arc has really improved as well.
So Matharu has... It was 19-19 after the first quarter, but since then, Florida hitting 6.
Always fun to be with you.
Unfortunately, the games weren't as fun, but I'm really looking forward to your nightcaps with Dave O'Brien. Holy smokes.
Should be fun.
North Carolina, Oklahoma men coming up on ESPN.
And Oklahoma, they are efficient. They cut hard, they pass, they move the ball, they're locked in defensively. Should be a good one.
7th time this year, Florida has scored at least 80 points, and the 8th time they have held an opponent under 40% field goal. Boy, what an impressive performance. Matharu with 27, tying her career high. So that'll do it for us.